Good morning and welcome back to Network Automation class. I'm Ashutosh Kumar and let's get start. Today we're going to discuss about the very important function that is called input. So this is my input function and I'm going to open a new page. That's the input. You can see this is an input prompt. So let's understand what this function do. This is very important. You can see how frequently it's going to use in our all the project what we're going to do today project, even a small project we're going to do by using the input and range command. So here input having some prompt. What say that if the prompt argument is present, so we will do the testing. If there is no prompt input, not follow the prompt, then what going to be happened? But here they are saying if the prompt argument is there, if the argument is available, it is written to standard output with the trailing new line. So it's going to trail new line and they will print this as an standard output. The function then read the line from the input. Try to understand. So it's going to print as they are asking some input as a output, because you printed as a output and they are asking for some input. Once you given those input, that input going to be read and convert it into string. Here this is very big catch. You have to understand whatever the input you going to pass, they're going to convert it into a string. Either you give in float, either you give in integer or any form, that going to take into the string warning. Means input at the end of capture going to consider as a string. Okay, and that going to return and end of the function. So let's explore that. What doing by that? Let's explore that. What doing by that? How we going to tackle this? So read line. So three things you have to understand. Three things. What are those things? First, input. Input is as print some output as a prompt. As a prompt, if you type something, it will be prompted those as a output, and they are expecting some input. Whatever the input you will pass, this input going to be converted into the string and then going to print your input. That's it. Okay, that's going to be. Let's explore. Then we're going to understand this in better way. So I'm going to go to the new terminal and I'm going to uh, open one new file I'm going to make for practice. So the range practice, not range, we have done the range practice. We are going to do the input. That's dot py. Py is the extension, like if you remember in Ansible we do the what, YAML. Same way py is the extension, just touch command I'm using, so that new file is open, you just minimize and then maximize, you will get the same folder what we have, that is a print test file. Just click that, you are in that folder, that file. So let's start that. So what are we going to do? So I'm going to give my comments here. Practice for the input function built in. Okay, so that's my comments. Let's start your. So I want to take input. Before that, I want to explore you. If you are going to use without the prompt, So I'm going to go to the Python console. Here is my Python console. Okay. So let's do, I'm going to just pass the input. Nothing, there is no prompt I'm going to pass. You can see in range, I did not pass anything, so it give the error because they are mandatory to pass at a single at parameter. Here we have to pass as a prompt as a parameter, but I did not passing. So if you remember the documentation, they, if the prompt argument is present, if not present, they did not mention anything what going to be. So let's, I'm going to enter. Then can you see everyone, there is a question mark. they have they have one line here, something blank, it's not showing anything because they reserve for the prompt. They reserve for the prompt because you did not pass any prompt. They consider as a empty prompt. They consider as a nothing in the prompt, white space prompt. But however, the input having behavior to ask some question, so that's why they ask you the question without the prompt. If there is a prompt, they will ask you with the prompt. So prompt will be the output as for your input, to guide the input what you want to input. Just I just given as a input 1 2 3. So this input they're going to capture and they're going to print that. So let's see, if I will do enter, they printed 1 2 3. So this is about this, means the input, if you have prompt, they will give you the inputting as a output, means they will print that prompt as a what are the input they required. Okay, let's see the example. I'm going to pass some argument or prompt here, and I will say what is your name. This is a question, what is your name, this is the question I ask. Okay, so this input will prompt with this and they will expect some input. So output of this input function is the prompting this what you going to write here, and they expecting some output. So let's enter. So what is your name, and they expecting some input from you. So my name is Asutosh, so I will write Asutosh and they will print out our Asutosh. Okay, idiot. Yes, no. Okay, now here, because we did not store this input anywhere, that's why they are printing. If I'm going to store somewhere this value, it's going to be come as empty. It will not going to print anything. What doing with that? Just I'm going to declare the variable name, then I'm inputting, then I'm going to input what is your name. So they will print with this, and the output going to be captured, it's going to store in the name as a variable. Let me show you. Just they printed what is your name, and I'm going to answer as a input Asutosh. I entered, they did not print anything. So where is this Asutosh went? So Asutosh is going to store the variable called name. Let's type name, so you will find name equal to Asutosh. So this behavior we going to use and just what we going to do the project. Then it's going to be very clear to you guys. So any questions? So I will move to the small project where it's our first project where we're going to use this behavior and the print function we will see also. Any question? So the summary is that input if you are not passing any prompt, so they will ask you directly with the blank prompt. Okay, the input they will ask you. If you are giving some prompt, they will ask you input with that prompt. So that's going to help your inputting part, what you want to as a input. Once you pass your input, it's going to print if that is not declared as any variable. Otherwise, that's going to store in that way. And you can use that variable for that input anywhere else in the program. So that is very handy. You just ask those input from the person and you're going to store in that and later you're going to use. But there is one catch I told you. What is that catch? They convert all the input. In this case, we have already string. All the convert, they're going to convert into the string. Let's check the type of that name. What is it? Type, you can see here, this is a string. Okay, you can ask me, okay Astos, any other name is a string, so of course they store in the string. But no, if you take even integer, any value or float, any number, so it will convert into the string. Let's see how it's going to do. Okay, let's test that. So I'm going to ask the input. Now I'm going to ask choose any integer number. Integer number. Choose any integer or integer number. Integer number. Okay, this is one input. So what I'm going to choose any integer number. So I'm writing 111, my integer number, and it's going to store in the name. Okay, so now you check what is my name. Name is my number 111, but what is the type of this? You will see still is a string because everything is converted into the string. Are you guys clear? Everything convert into the string. Let me take the float. So instead of the integer, I'm going to ask as a float, any float number. So you can see that this is float 111.111. This is the entire float number. And if you check the name, so here it's this 111.111. This is my, but what is this is the float or not? Let's check the type. It's a string. So because that inbuilt function is defined as anything, the input what will take that convert into the string. That's a catch. So while we will do the project, we will take care about that. The whatever the input we are taking, it's going to capture into the string. Okay, that is clear. In the next upcoming class we're going to discuss about this. Okay, and how we will do this small project and we will explore how we going to see this float or any integer number as an input or anything apart from the string, how we have to regain their original behavior as an input. Okay, bye bye, see you in next class.